Hello, everyone. Welcome to this weekly live stream. Welcome to everyone that is here live and also everyone that is watching the replay. This is my weekly live stream where I talk about the new beauty releases that have come out that week. And we just kind of talk about them. We talk about whether we're going to be purchasing them. We talk about whether we're interested in them. We talk about why we're not interested in them. I will let you know that most of the time we all just end up basically smack talking new beauty releases, because I myself, as well as a large number of people in my community, are trying to save money, limit their spending, or we're all very highly critical because we know what we like, we know what we want. We've been trying makeup for years and years and years. So we are all very highly critical of the new releases, and most of the time it does end up being a lot of smack talking. So if that's not for you, if you're not interested in that, then I suggest you don't watch these weekly live streams, because they can sometimes be quite negative, because we are all very critical. We're all trying to limit our spendings. But if you do need some form of assistance or help to stop you from buying, or to help you be more critical and have a more critical eye about new beauty releases, then this is the place for you. And if you can catch these streams live, you can sound off in the comments and let me know your thoughts on these new beauty releases as well. So as per usual, I usually jump on Instagram. That's the place that I have found is the best place to keep up to date with new beauty releases. And I follow Beauty News, Trend Mood, Indie Makeup Spotlight, Indie Mood, and then what's the other one? I think it's Hot Fire Makeup. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump on over to Instagram and let's talk about some new beauty releases. So I'm just going to share my screen now for you. You guys should be seeing Instagram right now. Let me just sort my pages out so I can also see your comments. Okay. No, we don't want notifications on. Oh, look at that. New stuff has been released already since I was on. Okay, so beauty news. Actually, hang on. Let's do my shameless plug first. If you aren't already, follow me on Instagram at themakeupenthusiast. You get to see all my pretty looks and swatch photos and all that jazz. So if you're interested, jump on over onto Instagram and follow me there. So let's go to the beauty news page. All right. So I'm just scrolling down to where we last left off. I just ate my breakfast way too quick for a human, so I've got like the hiccups now. Okay, we might start off with this guy right here. This is going to be the Bite Beauty Change Maker Supercharged Micellar Foundation, the Change Maker Flexible Coverage Pressed Powder, the Change Maker Skin Optimizing Primer, and the Agave Intense Lip Mask, Power Move Creamy Matte Lip Crayons. And I think that Bite is actually like kind of rebranding. They're trying to go completely vegan. So some of this might be kind of re-released with their new formula that is like completely 100% vegan. But anyway, starting off with, where's the foundation? This is the foundation, I think. So this foundation is supposed to be a micellar foundation, which I find very, very intriguing, because just the way micellar is designed, it's supposed to kind of pull, it's like a certain type of particle that is like attracts oil, but it's in a water base. I don't really 100% know the science behind it, but I know it's more designed for kind of cleaning because it draws oils to itself. So I'm not quite sure how this is going to work in a foundation. I'm very intrigued to see how this will work in a foundation. The shade range It's not too bad, but some of these are very, very similar to each other. Like these ones here, L10 to L20, even 25. These ones are all very similar to each other. They're all quite similar to each other, like very, very close. So I think with this shade range, you're either going to find a perfect match or you're not going to find a match at all. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about this shade range. These all look very, very similar to each other. And then the pressed powder has 8 shades. Let me just go back to here. So this is what the pressed powder is. There's only 4 shades featured here, but there is double that amount. Then we have a primer, which I think is this one. So there's going to be a oil to normal to dry and a normal to oily in this range. And then we have the Agave Plus Intense Lip Mask. I wasn't a fan of the original Agave lip mask. I found it actually dried my lips out more than it moisturized. So I'm not even going to touch this range here with a 10-foot pole because my lips don't agree with that formula. And then I think the crayons are something that already was existing in their range. It's just something that they've reformulated. So I'm not really going to talk about these all that much because I think these are just new colors. And then, so this is launching on January 10. Yeah, not much information that Byte has released about this, really. But I'm intrigued by this foundation just to see what the formula is like with that micellar foundation formula. I am very interested to know what that is actually going to behave like on the skin. What do we got here? Tom Ford at it again. So he has launched 5 new eye quotes. Let's see. I don't think I'll buy any of these because Tom Ford is very, very expensive in Australia. So these are $88 US each. These are probably like over $100 in Australia. Actually, I think I looked the other week and I think they're about 120 something in Australia for a quad. That's ridiculous. Let me see if there's actually any that I like. They're all quite basic, aren't they? They all look very similar to each other. Let me know in the comments if any of you have ever tried the Tom Ford formula and what you think of it, because I'm very intrigued, but I just can't justify that kind of price for 4 eyeshadows. I think it's ridiculous. Out of all of them, this one here is probably the one that is the most interesting. But yeah, they're all very neutral, like very neutral. They all look quite similar to each other. Okay. Just check the comments. Carolyn is here. Welcome, Carolyn. She says, I'm really interested in Byte Beauty and Tom Ford is too expensive. She's watched reviews from Mel Thompson and it's not worth it. Yeah. I'm interested in Byte Beauty as well. I like the fact that they are making the commitment to go 100% vegan. I think that's a really cool move. And I would like to see brands make bold commitments like that. Like either going 100% vegan or 100% cruelty-free, like making the effort to go and make that change with their brand, not just keep skating along with how they are. Neutral cells. Yeah, I know. And the people that have the money to be buying this stuff, neutrals would probably be the colors that they generally use. That's a very gross stereotype, but you know what I mean. They are catering to a market that can afford it. Yeah, I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. So e.l.f. is coming out with a new concealer. This is the Hydrating Camo Concealer. I don't know. I know e.l.f. is sold, I think, in Kmart here in Australia, but I don't know if they have the foundation. Not the foundation, the concealer. But if they do, this one might be one that's going to be added to the range because this is the hydrating one. The other one is more, I don't exactly know how they market it, but I think it's more targeted for people with oily skin, whereas this is a hydrating concealer. I've heard really good things about the original e.l.f. concealer formula, so I would be interested to see what this is like for people that have drier skin and how it feels on the skin, the texture. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. It's good to see that they're expanding their range, though. This is 100% vegan and cruelty-free. I did not know e.l.f. had vegan products in their range. And it says worldwide. So I don't know. I don't know whether this is going to be in Kmart or not. My eldest daughter is vegan and youngest is vegetarian. We're all trying to be more conscious and buy cruelty-free. Yeah. That's a good goal to make for the coming years, to be more conscious about what you're doing with yourself in the world. I think if everyone made a little bit more of a conscious effort and took more responsibility for doing themselves, that affects the world would be a much better place. Next, we have the new range from Estee Lauder. This is a collaboration with Danielle Lauder, and I believe Danielle Lauder is Estee Lauder's granddaughter. Oh, great-granddaughter. It says it right there. Estee Lauder's great-granddaughter. So this is a range that she has designed. It has this pretty like marble-esque packaging. So we have a eyeshadow palette or a multi-look palette, a highlighter, a powder, a lip cream, a lip tint and balm duo, complexion liquid, and a Brushed by Fame makeup brush kit. Okay, let's have a closer look at these. So this is the brush kit. This looks like it has short, like almost travel size handles. I'm not a fan of like short handled brushes, and they don't look like they'll be the best quality either. So I'm going to pass on this one. This eyeshadow palette, is there another picture? No. The palettes have really pretty packaging. I'm not going to lie. The front of this palette looks beautiful. I definitely wouldn't wear these shades though. I don't think I would get much use out of the palette, so definitely would pass on that. The highlighter is something that interests me. It looks very pretty, this like imprint design on it. And once again, the front cover of it is very beautiful. What else do we have? What's in this little pot? I think that is a blush. Party Puff Star Lucent Filtered Powder. That must be what this is. But it's got a color to it, so I don't know what it is, what it really is. Oh God, I need to sneeze. Sorry. Yeah, it's got a weird color to it. So I imagine it's probably something similar to like the Hourglass powders where they have like a bit of a sheen to it. But it looks like it's almost like a blush color. So I'm not quite sure about that one. What else do we have? We have two lipsticks. And then we have this lip duet thing. So this is like the canister that the lip duet comes in. And one end of the lipstick sits in one end and the other one in the other end. It's quite strange. Like I like this like almost this unique style packaging, but it is a little bit different having two lipsticks in one. And they're like full size bullet lipsticks that pull out of the canister. Very interesting. Cinematic Complexion Liquid. I'm imagining that that is what's in this one. So I'm assuming it's some kind of like liquid highlighter base kind of product. So an interesting, nicely designed. I like the design. I think some people will hate this packaging, but I don't mind marble packaging. I think it's quite cute. And the palette here, I like the design of that. Probably not going to buy any of it just because price and I don't need it. But it is very gorgeous packaging. I like the kind of unique packaging. It's something a little bit different, I think, for Estee Lauder as well. Gorgeous vintage packaging. Yes, I agree with you, Carolyn. It is very vintage. It looks quite almost like she's kind of nodding or tipping her hat off to her great-grandmother and bringing that back a little bit to the line. I think it's cool. Cute packaging, cute products. It's like a very kind of almost all-rounder collection, but there are a few gaps in there. I like it, but I'm not going to buy it. Just like these are absolutely gorgeous. These are stunning. So these are from Chantecaille. So we have a hummingbird eye quad and a perfect blur finishing powder. This has the, is this a, yeah, this is a hummingbird as well. Yeah. The packaging on this is absolutely stunning. I love Chantecaille packaging. They go all out with their packaging. It is beautiful. Every collection that I have seen from Chantecaille has piqued my interest just because of the packaging. It is stunning. It's so simple, but I think this is absolutely beautiful. $72 for the eyeshadow quad and $80 for the powder. This powder, once again, it looks like it might be similar to the Hourglass powders where they have like a sheen to them. Interested in the powder. Probably wouldn't work for my oily skin though. I'm just going to mute my mic because I need to blow my nose. I'm really sorry, guys. Okay, I'm back. I think allergies have me at the moment. I don't know whether it might be the season or whether it might possibly be the smoke. I don't want to complain about the smoke because I'm safe, I'm fortunate, but I think it is actually like drying my eyes out and my sinuses and everything at the moment. Felicity is here. Welcome. This is beautiful too. That powder want to be amazing for that price. Yeah, I agree. Everything Chantecaille would want to be freaking amazing for the price that they asked. Their stuff is so overpriced. I actually swatched the single eyeshadows that they came out with in that. It was like the African collection. I swatched the single eyeshadows in Mecca Cosmetica stocks Chantecaille, and I was very underwhelmed for the price that they were asking. I think those single eyeshadows were like $80 or $90, and yeah, they weren't anything spectacular. So I think Chantecaille gets a lot of sales because of the packaging and because of the charity esque aspect of their brand, because they do donate a lot of money to various different charities with each of their collections. And I think that pulls a lot of people in. And their packaging is always stunning. But the quality, I mean, I have very high expectations if I'm going to be paying like $80+ for a powder, like very high expectations. I guess that's what saves me a lot of money. Who buys this brand? Obviously, a lot of people buy the brand because they're still in business. And yeah, I don't know. I think similar to Estee Lauder, Chantecaille has that audience that has the money and has the audience that is happy to only buy one quad or happy to only buy one powder and wants to pull it out and have the fancy packaging and is like, oh, look at me. I have this beautiful packaging that I'm applying my powder with. Yeah, I just don't have the money to justify spending these prices, but they always pique my interest, always, just because of the packaging. Okay, next we have a new palette coming out from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is a collaboration with Amrezy. Now, Amrezy has collaborated with them, I I think 2 times previously. So Amrezy was one of the original eyeshadow palettes that Anastasia Beverly Hills brought out with. I think it was almost like the first or second. Amrezy collaborated with them around the time that Mario brought his palette out. And then she brought out that highlighter that was so popular. That highlighter is absolutely beautiful. It's one of my favorite highlighters. But now she's collaborating with them on another eyeshadow palette. Now, I have a few beefs with this palette. I'm not going to lie. This is a 16-pan eyeshadow palette. Traditionally, Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palettes are 14-pan. So already my brain is very upset by the fact that this palette is not going to fit in nicely with all my other Anastasia eyeshadow palettes. I know that is super duper petty, but my brain just does not enjoy the thought of that. This also does include pressed glitter eyeshadows. It says a pressed glitter formula. Nothing to say whether they are eye safe or not, but I'm assuming it says pressed glitter, so I'm assuming they're not. So they've added, I think it's 2 of these are pressed glitters, and I want to say it might be this one. This, I don't even know what that says. I can't even read it. Yeah, I think it might be this one and this one are potentially the glitters. So they've basically added an extra 2 shades to this palette, made it really awkwardly long, just to add in 2 pressed glitters. I don't like that. And then my other beef with this palette is it pretty much looks like every other Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palette rolled into one. Particularly, like, if I'm looking at from this color here down to this color here, it is screaming modern Renaissance to me. These ones up here, very similar to Soft Glam and parts of Sultry. Like, we have a pop of blue in there again, Riviera. These all, to me, just look like all the Anastasia eyeshadow palettes rolled into one. When, yeah, I reckon you could easily get all these eyeshadows duped out of, if you already have the entire Anastasia collection, I reckon you could easily dupe these out of what you've already got. What are ABH even doing? I agree. The palette looks pretty, but the bottom row looks like shades from the modern Renaissance. Yeah, 100% agree. Totally agree. That's the first thing. As soon as I saw this palette, that bottom row, I was like, modern Renaissance. Like, that's the first thing I thought when I saw this palette. So needless to say, I don't think I'm going to be picking this one up. I am a little bit over Anastasia Beverly Hills at the moment. Yeah, I'm just not drinking the Kool-Aid anymore. I stopped. I think the last Anastasia palette I brought was I think it's the Soft Glam. That's the last one. And I think there's been about 6 palettes released since then. Yeah, I'm just not drinking the ABH Kool-Aid anymore. I am a little bit over it. And they just keep bringing things out like this that don't interest me. The last one that interests me was probably like Riviera. But even then I didn't buy it. My daughter collects ABH palettes. She will be upset that it won't fit nicely with the collection. I'm so glad that I'm not the only one that gets so upset about that. It makes me feel a little bit normal. Yeah, when things don't fit nicely and cohesively in, and particularly when she has had that design for so many years. Like, I know it's good to kind of spruce things up a little bit, but when you're just adding 2 shades and 2 pressed glitters to spruce things up, I don't think it really works, and people are going to be so upset by the fact that it's just like 1 shade longer than all their other palettes. Yeah, this one's really disappointing to me, particularly Amrezy. Like, she has done some stellar collections before with ABH. Yeah, I don't know. I think this palette will still be successful. Because there are those people that are diehard fans of ABH and love Amrezy. Like, Amrezy has a stellar following. So I think that this will still be successful, but I think there's going to be a large number of people that are just over it. Like, are so over it. I have the Jackie Aina one. It is lovely, but I only have 2 ABH palettes, so I don't have any / many dupes. They are all so similar now. Yeah, I agree. I have 5. I think I have 5. Yeah, because that's what I did in my multi-palette bingo. But yeah, they're starting to me to look really similar to each other. They're all just kind of blending into one. Next, we have a new collection from e.l.f. Now, these are quads. These are going to be $3 each. I don't know whether we get e.l.f. eyeshadows in Australia. What else do we have? We have some putty primers and putty eye primers. Okay. That must be these ones. Oh, so they're colored. Right. Okay. Let's talk about the eyeshadow palettes first. Immediately, the first one that grabs my attention is this one and this one. That blue for e.l.f. is actually really pretty. And these greens, they look really pretty for e.l.f. This is like e.l.f.'s version, I guess, a little bit of the ColourPop capsule palettes. They don't have every color of the rainbow, but they've got like a greeny, goldy kind of one. They've got the smoky one. We've got some pinky colors, some browns and nudes. I think this is a pretty good collection for e.l.f. And the fact that they are 4 eyeshadows, they're quads, I think that's really good. I think these are done really well. When I see things like this done from a cheaper brand, and I see the fact that they have done pretty well with the color schemes within the quads, I look at brands like Morphe and I'm like, come on, if e.l.f. can do a good, solid 4-pan eyeshadow palette with a good range of colors in it for a cohesive look, why can't you do it? Like, you're doing 30 pans and e.l.f. can do it in 4. Like, this is what I keep talking about with Morphe. You can take out 3/4 of the palette and still have a good eyeshadow palette. There's no need for it to be so big. And e.l.f. is showing that right here. These putty primers, I'm not quite sure. These primers, putty ones, are a dupe for the... What's that putty primer? I can't even remember. Is it the... I think it might be the Tatcha. Is it the Tatcha that they're supposed to be a dupe for? And then we have some eyeshadow primer bases that have different colors, which is a cool concept because if you want your eyeshadow to pop, particularly like the white one, if it's a good formula, I think that this would be really good for a lot of people if they're wanting their bright eyeshadows to pop. This will completely like block out any veining underneath the eyeshadows, any veining that you have on your eyes. And then the white's going to really make the eyeshadow stand out. Oh, okay. I did not know that. You can buy a small selection of e.l.f. through Adore Beauty in Australia. Okay, I didn't know that. Thank you. Touch Silk Campus. I was right. I'm not quite sure. Is e.l.f. still sold in Kmart? I thought they were. Let me see if I can check. Kmart e.l.f. Yes, it looks like they do still sell some of the stuff. I think they mainly, last time I checked, sold the brushes and stuff. I'm not quite sure if they had the greatest range of their makeup. But I'm just looking on the Kmart website and they still have e.l.f. on their website. So I imagine they still have some of their stuff in store. I just don't think Kmart's the best at getting the new products from e.l.f. Okay. Moving on, we have, I think this is a color range expansion. So this is the ColourPop No Filter collection. They've extended their loose setting powders by 3 colors. We've added peach, soft pink, and translucent caramel to it. Interesting shades. Okay. It's good to see they're adding like darker powder colors to the shade range. Because when you put white powder on someone that has deep skin tone, the flashback is insane. So it's good to see brands adding darker powders, even translucent powders on darker skin tone. If you put too much on, the flashback is insane. Yes, I've seen some in Kmart too, but I don't have a Kmart close to me. Really? There's like 3 Kmarts in my town. Unlucky for you. Well, actually, probably lucky for you, Carolyn, because Kmart gets my money a lot with their like decor section. So at least you can save some money if you don't have one close to you. Soft pink might work for brightening under the eyes. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Why are you calling me? Sorry. My husband's calling me. I literally told him when he left that I was doing a live stream, and now he's calling me. Yeah, they would be good for like under eyes and counteracting color as well. Next, I think we spoke about this. We've spoken about this already, but it's officially launched. Sorry, I'm just responding to my husband. What was I going to say? Yes, we spoke about this a couple of weeks ago because it was sneak peeked in a video from the founder of Jouer. But this is the official launch photo. This is the Jouer concealer. So this is the Essential High Coverage Concealer Pen. Do we have? Let me just jump on over to Jouer's website and we can see. I just want to see how many shades there are supposed to be in this. More details to come. That's not very helpful. More details to come. Just tell me how many shades there's supposed to be. 25 shades. Okay. Let's go back. 25 shades. I mean, I guess it depends on how. It looks like they're a decent variance between the shades, but that's just like 5 out of the 25. So we can't really see. There's no full swatches of the shades just yet. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. But I've already said, as I said previously, and I know a lot of you agreed with me, the whole cream stick thing, it just grosses me out a little bit. I don't like having products that go on my face. And the way that this is designed would be to wind it up, swipe it on your face, and then come back the next day and swipe it on your face again for your makeup. That's how it's designed. That grosses me out. So if I was actually going to use this, I probably would take a bit off with a spatula. I just don't like the idea of like swiping a product on my face. This is why I don't like any of those kind of stick serum things that you like swipe on your face and then put it away, and then the next day you're doing the same thing over and over again, particularly with someone that has acne. Like I don't have really bad acne. I just have the occasional flare up, but just the thought of putting that bacteria onto the product and then transferring that back to my face, it just grosses me out. So I don't like products that are like this. If I was going to use it, I would use a spatula and scrape some off, but that is just inconvenient for me. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see what it's like. We'll see what it's like. I'd like to hear some reviews of it. And there's no information about it yet. I wish when brands launch things, they launched the information. Like if you're going to launch it, when you're ready to show the photos, tell us the information. Okay, Lawless have come out with some lipsticks. Now, I've heard really good things about Lawless. I haven't tried Lawless. I don't know if they ship to Australia, but I've heard really good things. I think Lawless, correct me if I'm wrong, is vegan. I think. Yeah, well, it says clean, so I'm assuming that means vegan, and it's a cruelty-free cosmetics brand. Naturally breaking the law. So I'm assuming, based off that they are vegan. Can't say for sure. But I've heard really good things about their brand. Like their liquid lipsticks are supposed to be really good. I've heard really good things, so I'm intrigued by them. Let's go back and talk about these lipsticks. So this is a Satin Luxe Classic Cream Lipstick. 8 creamy nudes for the perfect go-to neutral shade, free from lead, parabens, mineral oils, however you pronounce that word, and synthetic fragrances infused with nourishing oils, waxes, and vitamin E. So the formula sounds really nice. The color range, it's a good start to a nude lipstick color range, I think. I think this is actually the first bullet lipsticks that they have come out with. So I'll be interested to know what people think about this formula. Interested to know how these would go in the really hot Australian summer if it's got, like, if it doesn't have any of these things. I'm not the best when it comes to chemistry of makeup and how things help preserve different formulas and maintain like the integrity of a bullet lipstick. But yeah, I'd be interested to know if they are clean AF, that's what their tagline was, how these would hold up in the Australian heat, whether they have like some form of like natural preservative in there that helps it hold. Okay, ColourPop are still on the monochromatic palette bandwagon. This is the Mint to Be eyeshadow palette. So this is a mint color palette. We also have some Super Shock shadows. There are 2 of them in Flux and Mint for You. There is a Glitterily Obsessed. There's 2 new ones of them. And a Matcha Love Sir set, which has a scrub and a face milk. I don't know how I feel about this eyeshadow palette, if I'm honest. Like, I look at it and I think it's pretty. I like mint colors, but I don't have that impulsive urge to buy it. Here we go. Swatches, that's what I want. Yeah, I don't have that impulsive urge to buy it. And now that I look at the swatches, I think I really don't have that urge to buy it. I don't know. What do you guys think of this palette? The names sound cool. I like the sound of the names. But yeah, I'm not quite sure about the colors. Is there any other swatches? These eye looks are very pretty. Very pretty. Yeah, I don't think this one's for me. Like, I look at it and I go, yep, it's pretty, but that's about as far as it goes. I wonder what the lip scrubs are like from ColourPop. Have they ever done lip scrubs before? I don't think. I'm trying to think now. I don't think ColourPop has done lip scrubs before. This might be their first one. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this palette. The more I look at it, the less I like it. And I can't explain why. I think it's just the fact that I just don't think I would use these colors. I think it's pretty, but I just don't think I would use it. The more I look at it, the more I just don't think that I would use it. And I know I won't use it. They're pretty, but yeah. So I think I'm going to pass on this one. And if you wait long enough, if you haven't brought any of the monochromatic palettes from ColourPop, if you wait long enough, if you wait till Christmas, they'll bring out another pack that has all of them in it anyway. So you can get it that way if you want all of them. Okay. We might skip over this one because there's more information about it further up. So this is the Cleona Cosmetics Koala Charity Trio. This is a trio that they have designed for Australia, I guess you could say. They've designed this to raise money to donate to my God, why is wildlife rescue emergency fund for the animals that are badly injured or hurt in the bushfires in Australia? 100% of the proceeds from this eyeshadow trio are going to be donated. And I think that this is releasing part of their sale. So I think it gets released on, I want to say it was like the 21st of January. I really like this. I really like this. I think it's super cute. They've even named them Australian names. Like they've got one called koala, eucalyptus, gum tree. I really like this. I think it's really sweet that they have done this. 100% of the proceeds are going to be donated. So I think that's a really good, solid effort as well. I like it. I like it. And I like this combination when you layer eucalyptus over gum tree. I think it's really pretty. I'm very tempted to pick this trio up. I'm not going to lie. I'm very tempted. I really am enjoying the Cleona cosmetics that I have so far. So I'm very tempted. I'm very, very tempted. Oh, okay. I am missing your comments, guys. I'm sorry. Going back to Colourpop, I don't see many people wear these minty green colors. Pretty, but too much of the same. Yeah, I think that's what is stopping me. It's pretty, but when I look at the swatches, a lot of them look the same as each other. When you look at the palette, a lot of them look the same as each other. I wouldn't buy that. Maybe the matcha set. You have the strawberry lip scrub. Okay. I didn't know that they had lip scrubs. I like the Gumtree color. That's a great way to support a charity that we can get behind. I feel like anything Cleona that I like sells out. Yes, they sell out very quickly. Very quickly. I am ready to buy some stuff in their sales, but I think it's going to sell out so quickly. And I don't know whether it's going to be a normal hour for Australia. I think it's going to be like crack of dawn when their sale goes live. And I think by the time I wake up, everything's going to be sold out that I want. But I'm very tempted to stay up. I don't know whether I can be bothered to stay up for makeup. That's just stupid in my eyes. I value my sleep way more than makeup. What's this? 2 new brushes from Sigma. And it doesn't really say what they're for. This looks like it might be a plastic brush, like a plastic paddle brush. So I'm assuming that these might be skincare brushes, which I don't have an interest in at all. Let me just jump on over to the Sigma website and see if we can find some more information about those 2 brushes, because there's none. Oh, gosh. Tell us what the brushes are actually for. No one cares about the pictures. Well, we do care about the pictures, but tell us what they're actually for. Okay, don't know, but that white one, this one at the back here, it looks like the plastic paddle brushes for like face masks, which I'm not interested in. I have one of them because it was gifted to me, but I'm not interested in buying one myself. I just think they're stupid. Just use your fingers. This is the new Be Perfect Indestructible pencil. So this is a retractable, non-sharpening nib that glides on effortlessly and a spoolie for blending. Smudge-proof, sweat-proof, life-proof. 24-hour budge-proof formula. Who is wearing their stinking eyebrows for 24 hours? Oh, Why do we need products that stay on for 24 hours? I don't know why you would want your brows to stay on for 24 hours. And I think that this is all that they only have 4 shade ranges. They only have 4 shades in the range: brown, dark brown, irid brown, and charcoal. What about the redheads? What about the blondes? Like, 4 shade ranges. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. Not everyone has brown eyebrows. Okay, we have some new products from Huda Beauty. These are the matte and metal melted shadows. We have 5 shades in these. Let's see. I thought she already had products like this. Maybe they're not the same. There must be different colors. But I swear she already had products like this. Some of these are really pretty, like the colors. These 2 purples, the pinks. They're all pretty. I'm not going to lie. They're all very pretty. But I don't use products like this. I have products like this in my collection and I never use it. Like the cream shadow products. I never use them. So these would just be wasted away in my drawer. And I think the way that these are designed, or the way that I have seen people use these, is they almost put just like a dot on their eyes and then blend them out with a eyeshadow brush. So I don't think these are designed to really sweep the whole product on your eye with the actual applicator, which to me is just a little bit annoying. Like, if you're going to design a product like this, to me, a product that like this is designed for convenience. Whereas if you actually have to go in and blend it out with a brush or your finger or something like that, you can't all be done with the one applicator, then what's the point? They are very pretty colors, but I just don't get the point of them. I don't think that these would make my life any better or easier. But they are pretty. Not gonna lie, these are pretty. They're very pretty. Okay. I'm going to skip that one because there's more up, a better photo of it. Okay, this is Tati Beauty's new product, and I am very confused. Not very confused. I know what it is. I just don't really get it. In saying that too, I think she advertised this as having 2 new products launched, whatever day this was launched. It's actually technically one product because you buy it as one. Hubby just got home, so the dogs are barking. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so this is like, you get the 2 sponges in the one packet. So you buy it as a one. I don't think you can buy these separately. I just don't really get it. Like, I don't. It's not the worst product in the world, but it's not the greatest product in the world to make such a big song and dance about. These are essentially powder puffs. So I don't get what the big song and dance is about, making this a huge, massive launch, making a massive deal about it when it's just a powder puff. 2 powder puffs. They're supposed to be multi-purpose as well. Cream to powder puff applicators. Supposed to be one large one, one travel one. They're designed to apply all types of base products and touch up throughout the day. I don't get it. Like, I just don't get what the big song and dance is about this. It's just a puff. 2 puffs. Sorry. It's just 2 puffs. I get that it's kind of in keeping with her brand, because I know in the past she has used powder puffs a lot. But you can get these from eBay. You can get these from Wish. You can get these from AliExpress. It's just a powder puff. I don't get it. So yeah, needless to say, I'm probably not going to buy 2 powder puffs and pay for shipping to Australia. I just think that's ridiculous. Next, we have a yes, my dogs are very naughty. They're very spoiled. They're very naughty. They always bark when someone's here, even when they know who it is. But you can apply both cream or powder with them, not just a powder puff. Oh gosh. I know it says cream to powder. So essentially it's, I don't even know, a powder puff with a sponge puff. Let's call it a sponge puff. Yeah, I just don't get it. I don't get it. If you like powder puffs, well, cream to powder puffs. I don't know. I do know that there is room in people's makeup routines for powder puffs. But the way I would use a powder puff wouldn't necessarily need a Tati Beauty powder puff. That's what she should have put in her marketing, not just a powder puff. That should have been part of her marketing. This is the new duo pack for Hourglass for okay, we'll see you soon, Felicity. Did you watch Tati's video? She did say it's not for everyone. Yeah, I did watch Tati's video, kind of. I wasn't 100% paying attention. Yeah, I don't know. It just, to me, I feel like it should be something that shouldn't have such a big launch party for it. And I know it's not for everyone. I just think she should have brought it out with something else. Maybe like a powder, like when she released a powder, she should have brought it out with that or something like that. I don't know. It's definitely not for everyone. And I think a lot of people like me would be kind of like, why are we buying this? But she probably will get a lot of sales because there'll be those people that will buy her palette and then go, hey, I'm buying stuff from her. Let's give it a try anyway, like while we're here. So she'll probably sell a lot because of that, because people will be like, I'll just throw it in my cart because I'm making an order anyway. Okay, so this is a new set from Hourglass. This is for Valentine's Day. Are these both? Okay, so this comes with 2 new shades in gold applicators. So these have, they both have an applicator. They are both new shades. The special thing, I guess, about this is the heart on it. That's what that's the special part of the packaging, which I don't know. I wish Hourglass would put more effort into when they come out with these duos, like making the case a little bit more special. Like for Valentine's Day, make it red, make it pink, make it something other than just putting a heart on it. I don't know whether I believe them about this being 2 new shades, because I feel like Only You, or maybe it's like If Only or something like that. I don't know about these being 2 new shades. I don't think I've seen I Hope We. It's just this Only You one that I am not sure about. The pore filling primer part was interesting to me. Hey, I have pores. I just don't care about them all that much. Yeah, I do know, like, it's not for everyone. And I don't have, I I'm lucky enough to say that I don't have a lot of skin concerns and I can get away with a lot with my skin. Like, I'm lucky enough to say that. Red and pink, that's revolutionary for Valentine's Day. I know. Who would have thunk it? It would have been cool if they made the outer packaging match the box, like have one red and one like this raspberry color. Sorry, one pink and one this raspberry color. That would have been cool. I do really like the Hourglass lipsticks. You guys know that. I love these lipsticks. I probably am not going to pick these up. I haven't released my video yet, but I do have kind of like a budget rule set thing for me for this year. And I have like a really, really strict rule for lipsticks. And I haven't like met my goal to be able to buy new lipsticks just yet. So I can't buy these based on that rule. It'll all make sense when I finally release that video. But I basically have like a number rule for my lip products that I want to use up a certain amount of lip products first before I buy a new lipstick. And if I buy these, then I'm way behind on my using up lipsticks to replace them with. I've got like an in and out rule with lipsticks. So yeah, I really want this, but I'm going to be strong and stick to my rules and not going to buy it. I'm going to wait for Christmas. I'm going to wait for the Christmas pack. Next, we have a new collection with Morphe and Pony's makeup. This is the 35i Icy Fantasy Artistry palette. This looks really pretty. I kind of like this. This is like a very pastel-esque palette. It's supposed to be inspired by cool pastel tones. That'll give you some chills, right? Okay, cool inspiration. It does look like it may have, I don't know whether this one here, it looks quite chunky in the pan. It doesn't say whether it is a pressed glitter or anything, but it does kind of look a bit pressed glittery. And then there's 3 lipsticks. I think this palette's really cool. I like the fact that they have collaborated with someone completely new. I don't think they have collaborated with Pony's makeup before. This is what the palette looks like, this one right here, this blue one. The packaging design, I don't know whether this is just the box. I'm assuming it's just the box. It's very pretty. The palette itself, I quite like. I quite like this pastel tones of the palette. I'm not going to buy it. Okay, it does look like, when I'm just reading it now, it's got mattes, shimmers, iridescent shades, silk slip toppers, and a touch of glitter. So it's got glitter in it. It's got pressed glitters in it. For that reason, I'm not going to buy it. But I do like the collaboration. I like that they're doing it with someone different other than Jaclyn Hill, Manny MUA, James Charles, all those people that they like to collaborate with a lot. Good on you for sticking to your budget. Thank you. That's the first time I've ever actually expressed that I'm going to stick to the budget so far. Hopefully I can stick to it for the remainder of the year. I think if I constantly remember that it's there, it may stop me from committing to buying things. If I remember that I need to stick to it, it'll be a good like motivation to stick to it. Kiko is coming out with a Valentine's Day collection. Now we're going to see all the Valentine's Day stuff for 2020. So we have various products here. It looks like we've got 2 lip products, 2 lip glosses or liquid lipsticks, an eyeshadow palette, and then this looks like it might be a blush duo or a highlighter duo. I like the heart shape. I like that it's split. That's pretty cute. Kiko is really hard to get in Australia, so I can't get access to most of this anyway. It's a cute little collection, but I don't know, Valentine's Day is not that important to me, that when I see things like these lipsticks or this collection here from Kiko that I'm like, oh, I have to buy something that's Valentine's Day related. Oh, this is kind of cute. By Terry have a limited edition Paris collection. These imprints in the pan are super cute. Look, there's like the little Eiffel Tower. Oh, this is really cute. I like these little imprints in the pan. And then we have the hyaluronic powder with a little Paris lid on it. Looks like they have limited edition packaging on a mascara. Is there anything else? Powder, brow, lash. Yeah, okay. So I'm just going to mainly talk about these eyeshadow palettes because these two, the mascara and the powder, are already existing. They're just in limited edition packaging. I don't exactly like the shade ranges of these, and this brush looks really, really cheap. But I think they're really cute. I like their dedication to the packaging, that they've gone right down to putting the imprints in the pan. I love the commitment. This one up the top here probably would suit me more. I would probably get more use out of it being neutrals. This one down here, just because they're kind of dark, grungy kind of shades, I don't really wear colors like this all that much. So yeah, this one up the top here, I like. I'm not going to buy them because they are £49 each. So like $100 Australian for this. I think By Terry is really overpriced for what you get. I'm just going to come right out and say it. I think she's really overpriced for what you get. But I like the commitment. I'm not going to buy it. I don't need it. I'm not going to buy it. It's not anything fantastic that I want to add to my collection. Okay. So we have gone through everything that's on the beauty news page. Just going to check Trend Mood. Sometimes they do have different things. Oh, here's some swatches of the ABH palette. Some of these are really pretty colors. They look really pretty on the skin, some of those colors. Not going to lie. Still not interested, but they're very pretty. Oh, look at these colors. Look at those shimmers. Ooh, they're pretty. Okay. I need to stop looking at that because they're very pretty. Just making sure that we have spoken about all of this stuff. What's this? Okay, this is a new face mask from Herbivore Botanicals. This is the Prism 20% AHA and 5% BHA exfoliating glow facial. I like the sound of this. This is supposed to be like an exfoliating treatment. I really like the sound of this. Do I need it? No. I have so many masks, that I need to get through before I even think about buying something like this. But I really like the idea of this. I like my skin responds really well to AHAs and BHAs as well. I like the sound of it. Oh, I like the sound of it so much. We've spoken about that. Oh, actually, I wanted to talk about this because I want your opinions about this. We could just go through the whole site saying to each other, not going to buy it. Yeah. The pants look pretty. I'm not sure if they're cruelty-free. Actually, now that you say that, I'm not 100% sure if By Terry is cruelty-free either. I think that they're one of those brands that, like, don't say openly whether they are or they aren't. Like they never really have answered the question straightly. Let me see if I can check. Yeah, I think they're one of those brands that never really answer the question when they're asked whether they're cruelty-free or not. And I think they may be sold in China as well. I think. Let me see if... Look, it's not saying it openly on their website. So I'm assuming that the answer is no, because generally when a brand is cruelty-free, they make it known on their website. So I'm assuming that they're not cruelty-free. But I do think that they're one of those other brands, similar to MAC. Like MAC never really answer the question clearly about if they are cruelty-free or not. I think they're in the same category. Okay, this was released by Norvina on her Twitter. Now, it says that the next ABH palette is going to be a holiday 2020 palette. It's going to be a pink series. We Are Living in Pink series all year long. Norvina has a mini and a full-size palette between now and the holiday season. And she says, I know it's always about the big reveal, but I hear people asking for warning so they can save their dollars. So, I don't know, this... What do you guys think of this? Like, what do you guys think of a brand outwardly saying, this is what we're releasing? Well, not this is what we're releasing, but saying we're going to release so many releases between now and Christmas. I'm interested to know what everyone thinks, because I don't know. To me, it's a bit weird. And obviously they're going to be releasing more than just eyeshadow palettes in a year. But as this says, it's 1, 2, 3 eyeshadow palettes is basically what she's saying here is going to be released in 2020 from ABH and Norvina. Yeah, it's interesting. It's very interesting. I like this comment here. This person has commented, I feel like we should take a moment to enjoy and appreciate the release of the newest collab palette before discussing an upcoming release. I 100% agree with her. Like, Amrezy palette literally just got announced like yesterday, and she's already talking about the new palettes that are coming out in 2020. You're back, Felicity. Yay. That's weird. Yeah, I agree. It's very strange, isn't it? It's very strange. I think it's a good idea that they're coming out and stating that, because they must have copped a lot of flack of their back-to-back releases in 2019. Yeah, they definitely did. They copped a lot of releases. I think it's a combination of a lot of things. I also think that she's being a bit passive-aggressive about the backlash about their releases last year. Yeah, I agree with you as well. It's interesting because we look at brands like ColourPop, who release something every 5 seconds, and they are getting flack, but they don't seem to get the amount of flack that ABH got last year. I think because that's kind of how ColourPop have designed their brand, and the fact that ColourPop is not like $80 plus for an eyeshadow palette. So they can get away with it because people are happy to buy ColourPop and buy a lot of ColourPop because they can get 10 or so palettes for one of the palettes from ABH. So I think ColourPop get away with it a little bit more because of their price tag. But ABH, because they have such a high price tag, they cop a lot more flack from it. what else was I going to say? And the fact that ABH didn't really give their influencers the spotlight like I think that they deserved. I'm not saying Colourpop doesn't do that either. Colourpop is bad for that as well, but they've always been like that. And I think the beauty community needs to like sometimes think about how they treat other brands, because a lot of the times they don't treat each brand with the same energy. Like Colourpop's been doing the same thing for years and years and years. Like they don't give their influencers the spotlight because they have influencers collaborations with them like every second week, and they release new releases every second week, but they get away with it because they've always done it. Whereas as soon as ABH tried it, they got so much flack. And I just think that we need to keep the same energy for all brands and have the same expectations for all brands, not let some brands get away with certain things. And then when another brand does the same thing, they cop a load of crap for it. But I think this is an interesting concept, letting people know and telling people about, yeah. I don't know. I saw it and I was a bit like, not sure how I feel about it. It's a bit weird. Okay, Trend Mood is also bringing out a brush trio by the looks of it with Sigma. This has the E25 blending brush, the E30 pencil brush, and the E35 tapered blending brush. These are all existing brushes. They're all brushes that Sigma already has in their range. It just has a purple handle and the words Sigma X Trend Mood on them. So I'm not going to buy this. I don't need these. I already have, I think, 2 or 3 of each of these brushes in my collection anyway. I do think it's a good little set. These are like some of my staple brushes. So I think it's a good little set. I think it's a good little custom trio set. But I'm not going to buy it. Yeah, you make a good point. So Felicity says I'd be okay treating all brands the same if all brands were priced the same. Yeah, I do agree with you. I think that's why higher end brands cop a lot of flack for certain things because of the price tag. And lower price brands do get away with a bit more because of the price tag. The purple handles are very cool. I'm not going to lie with you there. The purple handles are very cool. Purple's one of my favorite colors. I really like the purple. But I don't need them. Sigma is quite expensive in Australia and quite hard to get, I don't think. Sigma's collaborations, I think generally you can only get on the Sigma website, and their shipping to Australia is a bit expensive. Yeah, I really like the purple. Now that you say that, I really like the purple. And the all my Sigma brushes are really going to all my Sigma brushes are really old. They have like the old Sigma logo on them. Yeah. It's hard. It's hard with the beauty community, like with prices. Like there's so much you got to take into account. Yeah. I just think that overall collaborations should be given their own spotlight, like their own time to shine, not like the beauty community is already competition based to an extent. Like everyone's trying to outdo each other all the time, and adding that extra level of releasing a collaboration straight after another collaboration, like a week, I think it was like a week after or the week after, it just adds to that extra level of competition. Yeah. Not gonna buy. Yeah. We don't need more brushes. What has, I don't think when I checked indie makeup, don't think that there was anything new. This is another like sneak peek of the Smoky Glow collaboration. I'm not going to mention it because we've literally just seen like 3 boxes in a bigger box. What is this? Ooh, a purple blush. I love me some purple blush. Oh, nah. Stop looking at it. You're going to want it. Stop looking. Yes. What do we have in comments? I need some new brushes, but I really don't know what to get. Don't think I want to pay Sigma shipping. Yeah. You can get Sigma from Sephora Australia, but their prices are inflated a bit. Zoeva has pretty good brushes. And who else do I like? Oh, Ella Cosmetics has some pretty good brushes. It just depends on what kind of brushes you want and whether you want them to be synthetic or not. See how the Jackie Aina palettes and Carly Bible palettes were marked down at Sephora sale? Must have been to make way for the new one coming. Yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point. There was a lot of stuff in that sale that I didn't expect to be in that sale because just of the prices. Like, yes, Zoeva are good. Yes, Ella has some good brushes too. I haven't tried all of Ella Cosmetics brushes. I've only mainly tried their eye brushes, but I do like the eye brushes that I have. Zoeva does have very nice brushes, yeah. It just depends on what kind of brushes you want, like if it's eye brushes or if it's face brushes or if it's everything. What you already have, it depends greatly. I do love my Refa brushes, my new Refa brushes, but they are hella expensive and they're not synthetic. So, yeah. Just depends on your stances on everything. Eye brushes are what I need most. All of mine are starting to fall apart. Yeah, Ella eye brushes are really nice, and Zoeva eye brushes are really nice then. Steer clear of what's that brush that I have crown brushes are crap. And MAC Cosmetics brushes can get a little bit scratchy. And what's the other brushes? I think that's about it. I have so many different brands that Sigma are nice. They are nice, but just in Australia, they are pretty expensive. I think you can get Zoeva from Cult Beauty or Beauty Bay or something like that. I think has Zoeva brushes. Or I just wait for a Sephora Australia sale. And Ella Cosmetics always has good sales too. So if you can hold it off, I would suggest holding off. They usually have about anywhere from 15 to 30% off. Otherwise, I think the girls from Beauty News have a 10% off code that works all the time. If you want to know how to save money, I definitely know. Had a good set of BH Cosmetics ones and lost them, so purchased another different set and they're crap. Oh, really? That sucks. I have heard different things about the quality of BH Cosmetics brushes. Morphe brushes can be scratchy. Okay, I'm going to steer clear of Morphe brushes. My eyes are like so sensitive at the moment and they can get really sensitive in general. So I hate scratchy brushes. Tell me your secrets. Instagram. Always go on a brand's Instagram before you are going to buy and get a plugin. I use the Honey app. I know a lot of the big YouTubers spruik it, but it's actually pretty good. I always use Honey and it like scans for codes. Or a lot of the indie brands people like Angelica Nyquist has codes with a lot of indie brands. Yeah, there's heaps of different people that have codes that I always try and find before I buy. I have some nice BH ones too. You can get them from, oh yeah, you can get BH from Glam Raider. Yeah. Who else can you get from? Oh, and use a money back service too. I use Shopback, but I think also in Australia you can get, I think Cashback is another one in Australia as well. And they, like, if you put the plug-in on your browser, so I use Chrome, I have the plugins on my browser, and when I'm about to buy something, it like flashes at me, and it has like a button that you press and it says like allow, and it gives you money back. So once you process the order, it gives you like a percentage of money cash back into your account. They are out of stock of the ones that I liked. J-Star works for Morphe. Oh, yeah. There's so many different people that work with Morphe. You could probably nearly put any big YouTuber's name into Morphe and it would probably work. I think Manny has a code with Morphe. I know Jacqueline has a code with Morphe. There's so many big guys that have codes with Morphe. I can't think of any other brush brands that I use. I'd have to like grab my brushes and go through all the brands on the labels. And I think that's about my, yeah, I always wait for sales. And then usually I'm able to save money because by the time the sale comes around, I've already forgotten about what I was interested in the first place. So it works for me that way too. Stop sharing my screen and then there we go. I'm back big again. Okay. I think I'm ready to go because it is an hour and 20 in. I think I want to support a smaller brand like Ella. Yeah, they're really cool. Ella's really cool. They seem like a pretty good brand. I haven't had any trouble with them, and they ship pretty quickly, and they're in Melbourne, so you guys would probably get them really quickly. And their sponges are really good. If you want a good makeup sponge and you like makeup sponges, try the Ella Cosmetics sponge. It's really good. And I think they have a full eye brush set as well if that's what you want. Anyway, I really need to stop talking. I'm going to do like a whole video on my favorite eye brushes and face brushes. And that way you can see what my favorite brush brands are. Because I have so many. I have too many. I have 2 eyes and enough eye brushes for 20 eyes. Okay. Stop talking. Stop rambling. We need to go, guys. I've got much to do. Washing to do. Editing to do. House cleaning to do. All those things that need to get done. Okay. I will do that. I'll add that to my list of things that I need to film and edit. And I'll let you know. All right. I'm going to go, everyone. I hope you have a fantastic Sunday for those of you that are in Australia. And I hope you have an amazing week. And I will see you next Sunday again for our weekly live stream. Goodbye, everyone.